As many people know who watch this channel on a regular basis, I often say that you simply could not make up any of the stories that will report to you first and exclusive, and of course with impartiality. You see, the bottom line is this: when you're sort of working on the royal beat, or indeed covering politics or entertainment, sometimes it's the stories that you have to keep out in order to keep order that are the most fascinating. Now, as we know, today was the final closing date of hearing, if you like, of the Prince Harry court case against Reach PLC Mirror Group newspapers. That was their original name when Prince Harry is actually issuing litigation. And as we told you recently, Prince Harry apparently felt that he did an admirable job while appearing to present his evidence in court, even though most of it was rather, shall we say, lost in translation. Wasn't really that much evidence, was there, as many people pointed out? No, according to Elton John's partner, David Furnish, Harry did an incredible job on the stand and everybody was very proud of him. Now, what's happened on the very final day was that Harry's lawyer, solicitor, whatever you want to call him, David Sherborne, decided to present some last-minute evidence, and you would have thought, wow, absolutely thrilling, etc. Apart from the fact that while this brand new evidence, which allegedly came, and we have to say that word, from a journalist working at the newspaper at that particular time, has now been refuted and thrown out of the case. This is by the judge in question. Now, it's quite simple, really, why this has happened. Simply because, you know, now the people who were dealing with the case have been sent away to deliberate and decide exactly what they thought. So it's a little late in the day to suddenly remember some vital evidence. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because you see, whichever way you look at it, Prince Harry and his team no doubt will claim victory over this particular debacle, because if they'd have been allowed to present this evidence at the right time, and the fact that the judge now doesn't want to include this in the trial, well, then they could have won. That will be the spin that you will read about from the side of Prince Harry. But why didn't they think of it before? Well, you see, the bottom line is, as Prince Harry flew back to Montecito to lick his wounds and sort of tell people how well he'd done, even the most hardened of people must have looked at that particular performance, including his own lawyer, and thought, we simply don't have enough. What else can we find? And so consequently, they tracked down this particular individual and decided to submit it at the 11th hour. But for Prince Harry, it's simply not enough. It won't work. And whatever the decision now is of the legal system regarding this particular battle for Prince Harry and the alleged phone hacking and everything else that he constitutes a full crime, as it were, well, it won't go in his favour. Now, as I've told you before, I believe that this is how it will pan out. The particular group, the Mirror Group newspapers, will get some kind of slap on the wrist and perhaps some kind of fine. But most of the sort of things put forward against the Mirror Group newspaper by Prince Harry and his team will be refuted, and simply there wouldn't be enough evidence. This, of course, will be played out once again as a win for the former royal. Whichever way you look at it, though, it's a very costly win. And as many people pointed out, the only person truly that Prince Harry wanted to get in front of him inside that legal court was none other than the former editor of the Mirror, Piers Morgan. And for that reason, I'm guessing you can make your own minds up. It simply didn't work. It has been a very costly exercise for both parties. And whichever way you look at it, there's simply no outright winner. Only, of course, both sides can take claim that at least their version of events were fully heard in a court of law. But what's the betting? The spinners are already working over in Montecito. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.